Here's a shocking truth. 7 out of 10 virtual assistant hires fail when done in the wild. Why? Because most business owners skip one crucial step that sets the entire process up for success. I watched this same mistake in over 100 businesses I work with, and today I'm going to share with you the secret to scale your business without repeating their mistakes. Before we dive in, we're offering a free consultation to help you avoid these pitfalls. In this call, we'll talk about your project, clarify what you need, and show you exactly how our hiring and onboarding system works. It's no pressure, no strings attached, just insight. The link is below. 1. Freelance versus managed service. When most business owners think about hiring a VA, they see two options: hiring a freelancer through platforms like Upwork or Fiverr, or go through a managed service like Wing Assistant. Each approach comes with its own set of promises and challenges. But in short, the decision often boils down to one question: how much time do you want to spend on this process? Freelancers might seem cost-effective. You post a job, sift through dozens of profiles, coordinate interviews, and hope you find a good fit. But soon, you're spending hours managing timelines, giving feedback, and chasing updates. Worse, many freelancers juggle multiple clients, which means you're not always the priority. And after all that, you could still end up with an inconsistent quality or hire who doesn't meet your expectations. Now, let's look at managed services that aim to eliminate these common headaches. Managed services like ours take that weight off your plate. We pre-vet talent, match based on your actual needs, and provide dedicated support. No more reviewing 27 resumes or onboarding someone who ghosts you in week 2. Plus, the pricing models are designed to be simple. Instead of negotiating hourly rates or worrying about fluctuating costs based on workload, managed services generally offer a flat rate pricing. That adds predictable costs to your business without surprises, while ensuring the VA's focus is dedicated to your needs, not spread thin across various other clients. But the benefits don't stop with hiring convenience. With managed services, ongoing support plays a massive role in maintaining quality. If issues arise, you aren't dealing with them on your own. There is a support system already in place to step in and correct the course. That kind of accountability is something you won't get when hiring independently. About a year ago, I onboarded a founder who had spent 2 months hiring solo. He was frustrated and had almost given up on the idea of getting a virtual assistant. I convinced him to try Wing Assistant and got his VA up and running within 3 days. He was finally able to depend on our support teams in the background and could focus on actually delegating the tasks he was so eager to get off his plate in the first place. Here's the bottom line: the hiring method you choose will either simplify or complicate your journey. The next step is often the most overlooked: creating clarity around what exactly your VA will handle. 2. Define tasks and priorities. Most virtual assistant hiring failures start with a simple mistake: not knowing what you actually want them to do. It sounds obvious, right? But the single step, defining tasks clearly, can make or break the entire process. When your expectations are vague, or worse, constantly shifting, it creates confusion for the VA and frustration for you. The fix: break your work up into mission critical, moves the business forward, like client follow-ups, sales ops, then routine, needs doing, doesn't need you, like inbox triage or scheduling, posting stuff. Think mission-critical tasks directly impact your business growth. It's responding to high-priority client inquiries, managing follow-ups for important leads, or preparing investor reports. On the other hand, routine tasks are the repetitive, time-consuming activities that can be done without you, such as handling email inboxes, scheduling meetings, or uploading social media posts. Both types are essential for keeping your business running, but lumping them together without clear distinctions can result in missed deadlines or misplaced priorities. How can you use this knowledge to set your VA up for success from day one? Splitting tasks by type is the first step. Step 2 is ranking them by urgency. You can use a P0 to P3 scale to assign priorities. P0, today or bust. P1, 24 hours. P2, 3 days. P3, this week. This turns chaos into a game plan. By ranking tasks this way, you give your assistant a clear sense of how to prioritize their time without your supervision. Add evergreen tasks too, activities they can pick up during idle time, such as CRM cleanup, research, and repurposing content. Wing's system integrates task prioritization seamlessly. We encourage clients to set up recurring task structures for predictable work. We reduce ambiguity by promoting tools like P0 to P3 tagging. Research shows that businesses working with structured systems like this can improve virtual assistant output by more than 30% just by streamlining expectations up front. In the early days of Wing Assistant, there was a client who ran a car dealership, and he gave all kinds of tasks to his assistant. The VA struggled to get anything done because the client kept assigning new things and everything was always high priority. When I worked with them to bring some order to this chaotic delegation, we implemented priorities and reasonable deadlines with SMART goals. But here's the catch. Even the best defined tasks won't matter if you don't hire the right person to carry them out. Their skills, experience, and ability to align with these priorities ultimately determine whether your structured plans will succeed or fail. That's exactly why a strong screening and onboarding process is key. 3. Screening and onboarding. This step isn't just helpful, it's absolutely critical. How do you hire someone you've never met and trust them with your business? Hiring blindly is a trap. Resumes can't tell you if someone actually fits. What you need are practical tools like sample assignments, standardized tests, and those give you a deeper look at both technical skills and problem-solving capabilities. But let's take a step back for a second and look at how the hiring process typically works for freelancers versus managed VA services. Using platforms like Upwork or Freelancer, you start by posting a job ad, combing through dozens of applicants, and conducting multiple rounds of interviews. Then comes the reference checking process. The challenge: these platforms provide access to a wide pool of talent. Finding the right match takes an enormous amount of effort. At Wing, we use real-world tasks and AI-powered assessments to narrow the pool. We screen for skill and compatibility. When you get a candidate, they're not random, they're relevant. Then comes onboarding and training, the most overlooked parts. Want your assistant to succeed? You need clear expectations for week 1, 2, and 4. This will help you set the expectations. Both sides will know exactly what they need in order to succeed. Provide SOPs, looms, or docs explaining how you work. No two businesses are the same. Even if your VA has experience in your field, it doesn't mean they will guess your systems. Feedback loops in week 1, not month 3. Don't wait until it's too late. The first days are crucial to make sure everyone is on the same page and all questions are answered. Don't skip this. An intense first 2 weeks predicts long-term success. An agency owner who was handling several clients during peak season once onboarded an executive assistant with us. She insisted that she has vast VA experience and just needs top-tier talent to hit the ground running. While I had my reservations, the client is king, and we managed to get her executive assistant going without going through onboarding. Sure enough, a few days later, she emailed me complaining that we hadn't matched her with the appropriate talent and she wants to cancel the service. The key takeaway is this: hiring isn't just about finding the right person on paper. It's about creating an environment where they can thrive. But even with an outstanding VA on board, how do you ensure they stay on track without feeling micromanaged? That's where productivity tracking comes into play, and we'll tackle that next. 4. Tracking without micromanaging. How do you know your virtual assistant is working without constantly looking over their shoulder? Productivity tracking is one of the biggest concerns business owners have when managing remote talent. Not being able to physically oversee someone gives them anxiety. Are they staying focused? Are they meeting deadlines? Try to think. At what point does tracking start feeling more like micromanaging? These are valid concerns, but the good news is that modern tools and approaches make it easier than ever to monitor work while maintaining a transparent and respectful process. With Wing Assistant, the approach to remote productivity is more streamlined from the start. Our system focuses on fast communication and clear support structures rather than micromanaging. For example, Wing guarantees a 3-minute response time for all client inquiries. This means that if you have a question or need to clarify a priority task, it's addressed immediately. You'll feel less tempted to micromanage and more focused when you know there is a reliable framework supporting your VA. When I had my remote marketing team set up with managed tasks in the app and daily stand-ups in our group chat, I could finally let go of my worries and shift from anxiety to calm and relaxed tackling of long-term thinking and adding customer acquisition channels. I'll admit that I still have some entrepreneurial anxiety, but I'm confident in my team and their ability to execute any task I throw at them. And once these systems are in place, the real growth begins. With fewer worries about day-to-day management, you'll have the freedom to focus on scaling and innovation. Every tool, system, or process we've discussed so far comes together to create a smooth, effective virtual assistant partnership. The success of hiring a virtual assistant isn't just about finding the right person, it's about having the right process in place. Here's your playbook. Decide between freelance and managed. Define tasks, priorities, and rhythms. Use structure for hiring and onboarding. Track with visibility, not pressure. Skipping these foundational steps risks turning a helpful opportunity into a frustrating experience. Want to skip the trial and error and just get it right? We can help map your delegation strategy. Book your free consultation. It's free, fast, and built around your goals. Remember, the decisions you make now will shape the future of your business.